I'm as young as all of you. Good afternoon, Minister. Good afternoon, Minister. It's very nice to have you here leading the pack. Very nice to listen to your speech. I was sitting outside, but I heard every word you said, and I can align myself with that. There was a Russian philosopher many years ago. His name was Plekhanov. At the same time as Vladimir Lenin and Karl Marx. He wrote something I never forget. He says, theory is good, my friend, but practice is the evergreen tree of life. Theory is good, my friend, but practice is the evergreen tree of life. More than 33 years ago, I was the premier of Mpumalanga province. And we were faced with many challenges. One of them was how to get the youth involved in decision making. I had an opportunity to say to my leadership, I want to have the youth in national parliament as well. I took a young man who was only 24 years of age. I sent him to parliament. They said, are you crazy? Are you mad? He's only 24 years. I said, but he's very clever. I took the same young man back to the province 2 years later. He was 26. I made him the first MEC of finance in the country at 26. How old are you here? Now that young man, if you think I talk about someone who's in the grave, you are mistaken. He's here. Lasi Chiwayo. May you stand up, they can see you. That was a young man. He was the youngest parliamentarian in the country. Believe me or not, he was the youngest prisoner on Robben Island with Mandela. It was never too late to struggle. It was never too late to suffer for what you believed in. That's why I said, if he's able to suffer for us and go to Robben Island, he is entitled also to represent us for those views in Parliament. That's why I say theory is good, but practice is evergreen tree of life. There is the practice. I've listened carefully to the very brilliant inputs here, and I like them. Lassie will tell you, I always said as premier, don't agree with me because you are boring me. Differ from me. I want to hear what you have to say from me, which is sitting on my blind side. Sure, did they swear at me, these guys? And I liked it. He can tell you I was never angry. I wanted to hear more. Because by hearing more, you learn more. If you only listen to your own voice, you remain stupid forever. As we gather here today, the world around us has changed significantly. There's a dramatic realignment of loyalties across the globe, wherein in many corners, superpowers are re-evaluating not only their bilateral relationship, but also their multilateral relationships. Things are shifting very fast. Alternative financial development institutions are being formed that, amongst others, allow for broader participation for African countries. This reshaping of global geopolitics at a cost to Africa, whilst also creating opportunities. On the one hand, it is losing the pockets of international aid that still existed, whilst on the other hand, the competition for the resources of our continent has dramatically increased. In addition, it creates opportunities for entrepreneurship and visionary leadership. And I'm happy I saw so much of this visionary leadership here. Across our continent, we face the challenges of resource exploitation, corruption, lack of leadership, as well as weak African institutions. The time has come for Africa to find its collective voice and fight the depravity of corruption and related scourges such as smuggling of resources and widespread theft of taxpayers' money. Now is the time to find our voices and illustrate it, and that we can find it in ourselves to globally successful as some of our companies and leaders have already illustrated. In South Africa, here, for instance, we will shortly commemorate what the minister already referred to, Youth Day, which will remind us of the day now already 49 years ago, when the youth of Soweto rose and bravely faced police bullets to demonstrate their hatred of elements of the oppressive National Party regime. It should have been the moment of dramatic change. Unfortunately, if we are honest, we must hang our heads in shame and say that instead of creating a better life for our treasured youth, we've created a lost generation with very little hope for meaningful education, entrepreneurship, training, and growing economies. We have amongst us some of the leaders of the fees must fall here, who can tell you why they had to take a stand. We took a stand many years ago. I was expelled twice at university because we took stands as young people and paid the prices. You as the next generation deserve better. The future of the continent is, as we stand here, passing into your hands and handing you the opportunity to create a different legacy for your children. You dare not fear to seize the opportunity to lead. You have to lead. Our institutions have been weakened by greed, narrow interest, and policy masculation, and lack of dynamic young leadership. Too many times have we, in most countries of our continent, placed party before country, party before people, pitied and looked on when foreign interests swallowed our God-given resources. In our haste to rightly get rid of our colonial masters, we often replace exclusive, oppressive government with another forgotten that really elected political leaders should have a vision that shapes a cause bigger than ourselves, their parties, and their closest associates. When your party is bigger than your people, you are in trouble. You lose the vote because your people becomes nothing. It's your party that's more important. Careful. In Portuguese, we say cuidado. Just be careful. The people are more important than your party, and your party is there to serve the people, not the other way around. There is this uncomfortable truth. You deserve the government that you elect. I'm thankful that voters have started voting with their feet and stomachs and rejecting political leaders who are surrounded by luxury and nothing else when the people are going hungry and unemployed. In this fast-changing global environment, we must create a new focus on young, stronger, inclusive leadership that understand that tomorrow will be the same as today if we do not allocate substantial resources towards empowerment of future leaders. Such initiatives should be continent-wide and underpinned by institutions that understand that the Africa of tomorrow must be very much different from the Africa of yesterday. We simply cannot remain slaves of foreign powers, corrupt or unelected leaders, and thieves who steal our birthright. Africa must find in its past lessons from the leaders that threw off the yoke of colonialism, as leaders that understood that our future is better if we forget the grievances of the past and lead our countries and collectively the continent into a future that makes us all better educated, stronger, and let me not be afraid, wealthier. We have got a duty not to be poor. Don't be ashamed. You as the youth should remind your leaders and yourself that the blame game and the fancy phrases about how we will stand up against all sorts of imagined enemies will not bring the benefits. Young visionaries, you the young visionaries, we are now standing at the edge of a digital revolution, and artificial intelligence, AI, is hot. Mr. Slav, I now delve into your area. Please permit me. According to the World Economic Forum, AI and automation will displace 85 to 87 million jobs by the end of 2025, this year. But here is the opportunity, which you must seize. It will also create 97 million new jobs, especially for those who are skilled, curious, and ready. PwC's AI Jobs Barometer 2024 shows that companies using AI experience up to 5 times greater productivity, and that jobs requiring AI skills come with 20-25% salaries. You will earn more. More. You see, because you are more empowered, you're more skilled in other ways. You know? Have you ever seen those machines, Minister? They don't walk like this, they walk like that. But they think straight. They think straight, they think future. McKinsey adds that 30% of work hours in some sectors could be automated by 2030. Not to eliminate workers, but to free them to focus on creativity, strategy, and innovation. So don't fear AI, embrace it. AI is not here to replace you. It's here to partner with you. It's not a threat, but a tool for expansion, a tool for growth. Already the world's biggest brands are using AI to transform their futures. And you can too. You can do the same. Amazon uses AI-empowered robots to speed up delivery times and reduce waste. I'm right? Netflix uses AI to recommend content you love, keeping you watching longer. Some people can't even sleep once they switch on Netflix. It's AI. JP Morgan Chase, one of the world's largest banks, uses AI to detect fraud and analyze millions of documents in seconds. You don't expect a lawyer to talk about technology like I do, but I do. These aren't science fiction. They are present-day realities we must embrace. And now, with free tools like ChatGPT, Canva AI, teachable machines, and Coursera, you can learn, build, and launch your own AI-powered ideas. The future will be led by those who understand and use technology to solve real-life problems. So rise. Rise. Where is it? Africa, rise. Rise. Rise up. Learn the language of tomorrow and lead Africa and the world into where your voice, your skills, your vision drive transformation. Rise, Africa. Rise, the youth of Africa. I propose that we start an Africa-wide youth fund. Can I suggest that? We need an Africa Youth Fund in which all the governments of Africa must contribute. Resourced by all governments and jointly managed by the government and private sector. Such a fund shall have the sole and end purpose to create opportunities for future business leaders and political leaders. Africa must empower itself. These funds can't come from outside the continent. It must come from us, our private sector and public sectors. Alongside that priority, we should shape opportunities for study and the creation of practical experience for engineers, architects, doctors, lawyers, and some of the best technology people, accountants, and other professions. The state of Africa's infrastructure is weak. That creates many opportunities for the upkeep and improvement of roads, dams, electricity, and related areas. Our lovely continent also yearns for tourism, entrepreneurship, to be bold and brave and start businesses in, for instance, the fields of eco and wildlife tourism, and understand it. But more than anything else, we need to encourage and support those creative thinkers who are looking to start their own profitable businesses, and amongst that exciting journey, create opportunities for others. My message to you can be summarized as follows today. The future of Africa is in your hands. It's all in your hands. Be your own masters and shape your own future. Rise, Africa, rise. Thank you.
That was powerful. That was sweet, short, impactful. A round of applause for Dr. Matthew Poza. And thank you so much for gracing us and leaving your office today to be with us. Please let's take this very seriously and actually take it as a call to action and act upon it. Another round of applause. We are proceeding with our program now. I'm going to call upon Christine Dladla, who is our moderator for the next panel. Christine, are you here? Okay, looks like Christine is not here. Okay, just give me a minute. Ambassador, please come to us. I'm told we're going to do the fireside chat right now. Everything is okay, don't worry. Miss Betha from Eswatini, please step into my office.
There must have been an angel by my side. Something heavenly led look at the sky.
Okay, as we wait, we're just getting one of our speakers for the next plenary. Our next exciting speakers. Whilst we wait, I am going to walk and random. That's how it works in this place. You are going to walk out a millionaire, my brother.
No, thank you very much. And I wish what you're. I have to. I must come to the front, ne?
On the podium.
Yes, no, thank you very much. I think maybe this afforded me an opportunity to, because in the first round, I was missed by the question and answer session. So thank you very much, MC, for affording me this question. Viva Africa Youth Fund, Viva. So that is the initial primary highlight that I have with me. And I think maybe as part of the contribution to the discussion that we're having here, let me ignite your thought on something. There's an observation I've made when I observed all the policy development conferences and engagement that we've attended across Africa and in South Africa in particular. And the observation I've made is there's an impending gap between the policy development and the implementation stage, in the context that mostly the people that are involved in policy development are not the ones that are involved at ground roots level at the implementation stage. For an example, when you develop an energy policy in South Africa, you'd find that there are policy experts at the forefront, but the engineers within the energy sector are not involved in the policy development. So I would like this conference to also assist us in speaking to what can we do as young people to get those, you know, professionals and young individuals that are involved in critical skills in policy development to also be involved in this kind of sessions. Thank you very much.
I love the way he stood by the podium. He was in charge, always ready to go. Give this man a bell. Okay, all our speakers are here. I am so excited that we're getting into the second plenary. Very intense. And I think it's going to be an emotional one. I'm looking forward to your participation. So I'm going to call Christine Dladla. She's here. You heard me looking for her. Come through. She wants a round of applause. I think that's what it means. And Vincent. Vincent is back.
Wow, no clapping for me? Jeez, guys.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How are we all doing? Yes, a little bit of energy. We all ate. We're nice and full now. Tummies are smiling. Energy is back. Okay, lovely. We love to hear that. Thank you so much for still being with us. And now we're moving on to a few topics that still yet again touch us in a very big way. I think Vincent would agree. The first topic we're going to be touching on in plenary 2 is youth unemployment. Tell me if you haven't had trouble looking for a job. Nah? Does it make sense? Do you relate to it? It's something we're going to be talking about. It's a good platform for you to raise your concerns, and there will be answers as well from our speakers. Then we'll be moving on to barriers to startups. That's another challenge that we do face as youth. I know a lot of young entrepreneurs that have a vision, that have a dream, and you find that you're unable to pull it off because of 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So we're going to be discussing that, laying all of our issues on the table, and raising our voices. And please, ladies, gents, we are the youth, so let's do just that. Let's raise our voices. Let our voices be heard. Do not be afraid. Share what's on your mind. Be transparent. All right? And then the third one we'll be speaking about is green jobs. And the last one will be digital skilling gaps. Over to you, Vincent, with our speakers of the day.
Right. So our speakers, as I call you, just stand up. So first we have Ambassador Andrew Dupia. Please come join us on the stage. We also have Miss Sybil Pierha.
Let's make it a nice, long, lengthy welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We just got lunch, so we still got energy, right?
And
Thank you,
lastly, we have Miss Bertha Stole. So as you can see, we've tried to get some very young, influential people here, right? So we know that it's not out of reach for us to also aspire towards these goals and achieve them. So as you're here, please draw inspiration, please ask questions and everything. And just onto the moderation process. So we know that there are lots of questions, there's lots of things we want to discuss. Unfortunately, we do have time constraints, right? So when you do have a question, please try to be as succinct as possible. That way we at least get as much information as we can and answer as many questions as we can. But also use the networking sessions in between to ensure that you are getting your answers as well, okay? The conversation does not end in this room, but it goes beyond these borders as well, right? So we will just give each speaker a chance to introduce themselves, tell us about themselves, how they got here, and just a brief background on who they are.
Good afternoon, everyone. All protocol observed. My name is Bertha Sithole. I am from Eswatini by location. I'm African, and I have the privilege of working in the SADC region in youth entrepreneurship. So I started a company called Begin Your Dreams, which was to help young people reignite and reawaken their dreams through vision board planning, life skill audit, and then identifying how to create a budget so that you can be able to start a business knowing how much you need from grassroots levels. That is how then I started a company called African Entrepreneurship and Leadership Academy, where we're teaching entrepreneurship skills and workplace readiness so that you are employable, because we've had the term young people are not employable. So we're trying to bridge that gap. And through it, I've been working with over 4,000 young people in the SADC region. And I look forward to working with some of you in this room. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Miss Bertha. Over to you, Andrew.
Thank you so much, everybody. My name is Andrew Dupree. I'm the Youth Commission Ambassador for the Global Federation of Chambers. To put it very simply, I started my first company at the age of 20 years old. I registered on CIPC. I did all the necessaries, and I wanted to render a service, and the service was to unite Africa, and the dream is to unite it through trade. Very simply, because only 16% of African countries trade amongst each other. The rest is export, foreign interest. And for that simple reason, I want to be able to structure agreements between countries and enhance bilateral agreements from a product point of view. But I don't want to go too deep into that now, because the reason I'm here is the Federation. From a Youth Commission point of view, we just want to be a business enabler and accelerator. We want to bring youth into a space where they are capable of sitting on a platform that takes them from schooling to work. Very simple. And we do that, Minister, I want to speak to you directly. We do that through a very simple structure that we have set up. We have a cooperative bank in South Africa, the first one that has been registered with a national license that can house funds from DTIs, your DTIs, that we can take and put into youth development spaces, such as a company called Township Developments and Investments, which myself and Ms. Lamini, which couldn't make it today, and own 50-50. We take corporates and we make the informal sector formal through taking corporates into townships. Very simple. So that's for now. I hope that we can have some good dialogue, and I look forward to some great questions.
Thank you so much, Andrew. Over to you, Sis Sibu.
Good afternoon to my minister. Good afternoon to fellow delegates. My name is Sebo Peha, and I'm the head of office for the executive deputy chairperson of the NYDA board. And we sit under the presidency, and we are directed by our Minister of Women, Youth, and Persons with Disability. I think I'll introduce myself and stop there. There's a lot to discuss later on. Yeah.
There we go. Thank you so much. Please, a round of applause for all of our speakers of the day in plenary 2. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so the first topic that we do have, as we touched on, is the unemployment of youth. And I think just to set the foundation for the questions to come through from you, I'd like to pose a question to all three of you that I'd like to hear just one by one what your views or what your answer is to this. So in your opinion, which tangible changes need to be made to alleviate youth unemployment in a way that is realistic to the everyday challenges of our youth? Either one of you, yeah, go for it, Andrew.
So I think I'll begin. I believe this, and I think this is personal opinion, so please don't take it too serious. But I believe that youth in South Africa are being trained and educated according to 1995 industries. The world is beautiful. We have some AIs. Man, it's developing. It's going somewhere. Getting jobs are amazing. Digital entrepreneurship in the United States between 2025 and 2022 and 2025 employed 1.1 million youth. Guys, that's 22% of our current unemployment. So what I'm trying to say is that if we can bring more creative industries into spaces of use, we're kind of playing at their strength, isn't it? If we're giving them stuff that they are interested in. So let's train them on green jobs. Let's train them on digital entrepreneurship. How do I turn me sitting in front of my laptop every day, having a look at Netflix, into me rendering a service to a company? Very simple.
Absolutely, absolutely. Highly agree with that one.
Thank you. I would say it begins with you. It begins with me. We have been conditioned to think we are lesser than, and yet we are powerful. We were born powerful, and we were born to own, to be wealthy. But because we are conditioned to think otherwise, we lessen ourselves, and we're always trying to get, to receive, instead of creating. So I believe the answer is within us. And if you have a chance to run, if you have a chance to open a door, go in, work hard while you're there, and create employment for others. Hold their hands, and then if we do this together, I believe that can change. Thank you.
Absolutely. The key is in our hands. It starts within. Over to you, Sisibo.
Thank you very much. And I think one of the main things that the NYDA does is to provide information for the young people out there, especially in the far-flung areas. So the first thing that I believe should be information, and I think we take this for granted that there are so many young people out there who do not have information. There's a young person out there who's struggling to fill in just a Z83, never mind the online applications that we have for private institutions. So I think the key thing is information, because there's a shortage of information out there. And secondly, there's a huge skills gap in terms of the young people. I mean, we are all going, I remember being at UJ and we all flocked into business management, you know, those kind of courses as well. Not knowing that once I'm done with that degree, it's not going to help me. It's not what the scarce skills that are looked out for there. So I think information in terms of what scarce skills are needed in terms of the job markets would be helpful. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well said, Sisibo. Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to swiftly hand it over to the youth, which is what this day is about. Our speakers are here. They are ready to inform us, enlighten us. And I do know that earlier on, we had some two very eager ladies that made it a point that once a plenary 2 is on the stage, they have some really, really serious and urgent issues to address. And Vincent is already with our two lovely ladies. So either or, let's hear what the ladies have to ask.
Hello, thank you to the speakers, and yes, I am very eager. I appreciate that one of the speakers acknowledged the underemployment within our country, and too often we are missing the point of the conversation. Too often we repeat the same talking points, skills gaps, structural barriers, lack of access, but the truth is, we've done what you guys asked. We went to school, we got the degrees, we took the jobs, we built the businesses, we adapted, we changed, and we bent. Yet somehow we're still being told to do more, as if youth effort is perpetually insufficient. The quiet part is being said out loud, that the youth is not enough. It's time for the conversation to shift. Not what the youth must keep doing, but to have systems to make space for what the youth is already doing. Youth innovation must be integrated, not sidelined. Youth initiatives must be funded, not just applauded. Youth leadership must be recognized, not just trained. We said before that we're not raising the youth to be obedient, but to be leaders. So the next step is pretty clear. Youth leaders must be seen, trusted, and resourced. Thank you.
Powerful.
Good afternoon, everyone. My point in question follows what she was saying. So I feel like a lot of us, especially Black South Africans, are constantly told that we need to work twice as hard to access the same educational or employment opportunities. As was mentioned earlier, then an opportunity to see mines or see real gold. Yet, in more affluent schools and areas, they are provided with these kinds of opportunities. And yet, these are the exact policy gaps that policy and government are meant to bridge. Why are we not seeing a level in the playing field? But more importantly, why aren't we having conversations about how to actually shift systematic barriers rather than telling young people to work harder and to do more?
All right, we're going to get our speakers to answer to the first two ladies, and then we'll move on to the next questions. There are quite a lot of hands here. I guess it goes to say that youth unemployment is really one that hits home.
So maybe just touching on the first one there's a very bad status quo that has come, I think millennials maybe, is that, and it's a misconception, is that youth we are incompetent, inexperienced, unreliable, can't make decisions, which is such a big problem. Because how do we show you differ if you're not giving us an opportunity to do it, correct? So if you say I'm inexperienced, give me experience. If you say I'm unreliable, at least give me an opportunity to make a very good decision based on whatever merit they may be. So I completely understand, and I think it's going to take a lot of collaboration to get rid of that status quo. So yeah, thank you.
From my experience, I don't come from privilege, and I went to a public school, and I never went to university straight out of high school. Of course, that dampened my spirit, but what I did not have a conversation. I went out and I fought for my position. What I did is, at the time, Facebook was not a thing in my country, and I started Facebook marketing. No one taught me how to do that, but I read books, I watched TV. We didn't have internet, but I did it. I pushed, I didn't have conversations. I believed that wasted my time at the time. And now I can participate at policy level, but I needed to work because I needed an income. While I was doing that, then I realized, you know what, if I hone my skill, if I stay in my path, if I collaborate with others, then I can be able to do it. Later on, someone asked if I had a degree. And I was like, oh, I needed a degree to do this. I went and I had a PR degree. And since then, no one has ever asked me for a degree. So I still wonder if that degree was necessary.
Yeah, I think I'm going to pick up from my two fellow panelists just to say, we are who we've been waiting for, and no one is coming to save us. I think that's what I'm trying to say this because we're saying we are requested to do more, we are asked to bring more. Young people need to stop being apologetic. You need to stop waiting to be invited to the table. So you need to bring yourself to the table, and once you get there, bring your fellow human being with you. Charlotte Maxeke once said that as you rise, bring someone with you. So what I'm trying to say is we are at a disadvantage, and I can say that the youth of 1976 had to fight. So I think young people now, we have stopped fighting. We don't have that spirit that the 1976 youth had. And I think it's time to bring it back because nobody is coming to save us.
No, definitely well said. I see a lot of hands. I had a comment, but I think, okay, a very eager.
Hi, yes, we have two
There.
burning questions in the corner over here.
Hi, my name is Naledi Machedi. I am a public relations student at the University of Johannesburg. So I know that we are talking about youth unemployment, but that is one of the issues. But one issue that I want to also help out in my community is substance abuse. I'm from Katlehong, and in Katlehong, one thing we're dealing with is drugs everywhere, and it also hinder our peers, people we grew up with, to be where I am today. So I wanted to ask also the minister, Uguti, what are the resources that are there and the support for the youth like me who wants to start this initiative of helping my friends, the people that I grew up with, who are struggling with substance abuse? Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Mbumi. I'm also a final year PR student at UJ. So I just want to go back to the inclusivity part. My question is, in youth development policies and empowerment programs, why are boys so often emotionally overlooked? We speak, and rightfully so, about empowering girls, young women, the LGBTQI community, and also people with disabilities. But boys are really offered the same space to confront their emotional struggles, to talk about identity, or to develop a healthy sense of masculinity. Especially in rural areas, boys are taught to suppress rather than express, to be strong but never soft, and that emotional neglect carries over into adulthood. Where are the policies or programs that help boys understand themselves beyond just toughness, that teach them how to deal with trauma, pressure, and mental health? If we don't invest in boys emotionally, we risk raising men who are not only hurt, but who continue to hurt others. So my question is, how do we make sure youth policies become more emotionally inclusive for boys, so they're not only seen as protectors or providers, but as human beings who also need healing and self-empowerment? Thank you.
All right, so we'll let our speakers just touch on the questions that have been asked. I do see the hands. I'm definitely going to make sure that we try and cover all of the questions, if not most of them.
Yeah, substance abuse is it's a pandemic. It's very, very sad. And I think many of the elders that will be sitting in the room, you can probably agree with me. And when your child gets bored, he gets up or she gets up to mischief. They get naughty. They start doing things that are out of play. So at the end of the day, and when you think about it, it's not just marginalized and informal sector and places, areas that are facing this problem. It's urban as well. I went to a public school and it was there as well. So at the end of the day, you're not going to get rid of it, unfortunately, but you can mitigate it through not having so many bored youth doing nothing with their lives except substance abuse or going to the next thing that gives them more pleasure. And when I say pleasure, isn't there, once again, tying back to on digital entrepreneurship, sitting in front of that laptop, instead of going to Netflix and using that as an anchor for you feeling good, it's going to Canva, go and create something, you know? So what I'm trying to say is that we need to give them more activities that excite them, that give them excitement. And I think in that way, we can get more youth to drive away from substance abuse. And I can use a very simple example. My own brother, a 28-year-old man who unfortunately had to go down that very dark road. Today, my brother's starting to become a pastor. He's on a completely and utterly different road. And simply because he was given an activity that he finds interest and that gives him the pleasure that the substances used to give him. So I'd say that's it. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I think I'm just also going to offer a solution to the substance abuse. So you did ask, where do you go? So the NYDA does have a fund that they call the Tusano Fund, which sponsors NGOs. So it's the Tusano/Sponsorship Fund, which offers up to 250,000 rand to NGOs, in which they can be able to start up. If you have a program that you need to go and have in the township, if you want to start your NGO, then you can apply for this funding. I mean, I know sometimes it might feel like it's not enough, but it could be a start. So it could be a start for you to go and say, I've received this funding from the NYDA, and go and approach other funders that can also assist. And then in terms of, what was the other question? The boys, yes. So yeah, I think we come across this a lot because we focused on the girls a lot, and now the girls are up here, and the boys are not coming up to the standard of the girls. But it comes back to the past. I mean, women had to ask permission from the males in the households that they lived in. So if you had a brother, if you had a father, if you had your husband, you had to ask permission in order to be active. And a lot of women were not economically emancipated. So it comes back to that. That's why there's been such a huge focus on the girls. But I do admit that, you know, we are focusing on the girls and the boys are not up to the standard, which is why we have these GBV cases that we have, because women are now able to stand up for each other, and for themselves rather, as well. And the men feel we're not good enough. We're being disrespected by the women, but the women are just really standing up for themselves. Yeah.
Can I maybe just add on to it?
Yes, please go ahead.
I don't think it should be just, I understand from a man's point of view that, yes, we used to rule the house, and you know the lady had to ask the question at the end of the day, but also very, very important to understand that how do you build an economy with men only? It doesn't make sense. You need ladies in entrepreneurship. You need people with disabilities in entrepreneurship, building businesses, employing people, and that's how you build economy, because otherwise what do you have? You have people that are sitting and simply sucking from the economy, not giving back to it, which is a very big issue. So as much as, yes, boys and men might not be at that standard, but they need to realize something very significant, and that is giving women a chance to show what they are made of. I think, yeah.
If it's okay, I just want to also go back to the young lady's concern about the drug use in the neighborhood. I want to just second the fact that, yes, we definitely need to do more with our time, like Andrew said, but also I find that in creating spaces where these young individuals who don't have much support, or either financial or emotional support or whatever it may be, but they just don't have a good supportive structure. In those, like for example, say you create a space where these people can come and maybe there are classes of sorts where they can engage in, you find that those places suffer a lot with getting funding as well. And since we do have some government officials, perhaps that's something that later on we can hear from, because talking from my own personal experience, having worked with an organization in Durban from 2018 till now, where we help people who are homeless, who are youth, I'm talking about youth, who are homeless, who are drug addicted, who are suffering from emotional instability. For years, we have struggled to get funding from government, which is such a sad thing, because like my sister over there said, those, for example, who may be discouraged by youth unemployment, or, you know, you've got there's a lot of really intelligent people out there who have degrees, diplomas, who are on the streets within Yaope, and you speak to a person and you hear, wow, what an intelligent somebody, only to find out this person had a dream, had a vision, and that was all shattered through, you know, multiple efforts of trying to get employment and trying to do this without maybe the right support and so on and so forth. So that's where they ended up. And then you get that place that's trying to pick them up from where they are that doesn't get funding from government. So perhaps that would be interesting to hear from government later on about funding and why it's so hard to get funding for places like that. Next question, please.
Right, so we have two quick questions right here.
Greetings to Her Excellency Minister Sindiswa and all the delegates. My name is Glory Masuku, and I have a question around youth unemployment. I'm in the field of farming and I produce eggs. I roughly produce 300 eggs a day, and my question is to Andrew. Currently my business is informal. yes, I produce a lot of eggs, but I supply to people in the township. How do I go around formalizing my business, as well as how do I go into the big scale? To be specific, in the supermarkets, retail. Thank you.
And our second question.
Kala Mazizi here. I think mine is more of a statement than a question or a plea. To the minister, when you come to these events, or when you guys organize these events, can I ask you that you come with the next one? Please come with the Minister of Basic Education and the Minister of Higher Education. And another, just to add on that, now I'm directing it to the Business of Chamber gentlemen. We have a serious problem in our country, and I think almost everyone touched on it in different ways. Now, I don't think we still need to be asking questions. We have the solution. The amount of, well, the problem with unemployment is that we are not giving the right skills for the markets to absorb. Now, the answer is one. We need to invest in TVET colleges because we need our economy to industrialize, because that's where the jobs are. We need skills that are scarce, and those skills you don't find in university qualifications. We need to invest in TVET colleges. That's how you grow an industrialized economy at a fast scale and a sustainable way. So I'm saying to you guys, can you please have those people so that when we hear, we're not only asking questions, but we give you guys solutions to the problems that you guys don't have.
So just on the chicken business, and I commend you for that. Very, very well done. It's very cool. I think just to bring a business from informal to formal, are you registered with CIPC, number one? Do you have a business account, a business bank account, number two? And then number three, you being in the informal sector and trading within, say, the rural area, branching out of there would take a little bit of time. And I'm going to tie it down with retail as well. So product placement is or product listing, if you will, is a very daunting task. And when you go to an NYDA to go and get a grant to expand your business from, say, 300 eggs to maybe 1,000 eggs a day, then retail becomes viable and it becomes a good idea. Otherwise, it would break your business completely and utterly. You wouldn't be able to keep up with orders, etc. So staying in the sector that you are now, maybe supplying local spaza shops, supplying local houses that you could perhaps deliver to, that's a very good idea. But get some expansion monies so that you can expand your business from an NYDA, and at the end of the day, after doing that, you'd be able to go to retail and start your product placement journey. But for now, I commend you on doing that. I feel like your business isn't informal. Reason being is because you went and you did the work to do CIPC, you got it registered, and then you went to go and open up a formal business bank account. I don't think you're informal. I think you're a formal business that just needs to get to an urban area or to a retailer or to bigger off-takers that are available. So once again, I commend you on your work. Very well done.
Sister Betha?
Glory, for your business, I wish you can get a mentor, because a mentor, someone who is already in business, someone who is in the space you want to get into, so that they can help you grow, so that they can answer your questions as fast as they can. Just approach people, and AI can actually be your mentor as well. You can use AI as well. So to the gentleman next to you concerning TVET and skills, our academy, the African Entrepreneurship and Leadership Academy, is data-driven. So what we did is we found out what the industry needed. So we worked with corporates, and they told us that we are struggling with events management people. We can't get people who can be creative and come up with strategies. Restaurants were telling us about soft skills like taking pictures, because when you go to a restaurant, you ask your waiters to take pictures. So then we created a course for waitresses so that they can add value to the restaurant. So we need employers who are in the room. You need us to tell us as TVETs, what is it that you need so that we can create these short courses for the youth so that they can study or get that skill to be able to be employable. Young people, tell us why they reject you so that we can create causes to bridge that gap so that you can be employable. So I'm asking for that, and I'll be outside so you can get my contact details, and then we can send through the links so that we can collect this information. So we're going around SADC getting that so that we can have these causes at different places. Some of them are online, and we can have a chat about it outside.
Thank you. I think just to add on to what Andrew said in terms of a business. So if you do come to an NYDA, if you're requesting less than 10,000 Rand, then the formalities are not that stringent. So when you start asking for 10,000 Rand up to 50,000 Rand, then they will require those documents. Then you need to have been registered with the CIPC, SARS, and have a formal bank account. So it goes in the different, we have the different trenches in terms of the funding you get. And up to 50,000 Rand, and from 50,000 to 100,000 Rand, then you need to have employed 2 young people in your business and be able to prove that those young people, they are young people, because we only fund from 18 to 35. Yeah, so you can check on our line or even speak to me about it if you need to.
So I see a lot of hands are still here.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we are reaching the end of the session. So we're gonna only be able to take one quick question with one rapid response from one of our speakers. And then we're going to have our closing remarks and move on to the next segment, right? Again, the conversation doesn't end here. We're so sorry, guys. Next time, just raise your hands faster. Ne? We are so sorry.
We really are sorry, ladies and gents. We do realize that this particular one had so many questions. I can see a lot of you are eager. I've seen so many hands up, like for a few times. So perhaps we'll have a quick discussion as to how all of these issues can still be raised, even if it's in the form of writing, so long as you guys do get to express what it is that you had in mind, and we'll make sure that that goes to the right people. All right, so just in wrapping up.
We have a question here, sorry.
A question first. Okay, let's go with the question first, and then we'll be wrapping up.
Thank you so very much. Let me just start by commending the Minister, Umama Usindiswa, for spending so much time with us here today. You really are setting an example, because I've sat in many of these forums, and it's not every day where a minister can spend so many hours with us to listen to the various grievances and subject matters that we have. I think in our country, oh, by the way, my name is Zweli Dube. I think in our country, when it comes to inadequate capacity, corruption, poor governance, social and economical challenges, lack of expertise and knowledge among implementers, coupled with weak management and leadership, can also impede successful implementation. Minister Mamawetu, corruption, I repeat, corruption and mismanagement within government, including at the local level, are significant obstacles. Lastly, poor governance at municipalities, particularly in service delivery, contribute to policy implementation failures. Minister, I have a question for you. You spoke earlier on so deeply about how you would like to bring the president here for us to speak to. If you were given the chance to be our first female president, which I think it's time that this continent be led in this country by our very first female president, what would the first 2 things you would change significantly about the problems that youth are facing in today's day and age? I think that's very important for us to know. And I wish you well in your endeavor as being our minister. Siyabonga kakhulu. Thank you.
Okay, so we're just going to have our Honourable Minister just answering very quickly, and then we will be wrapping up.
Okay. The first thing I will do is to stop the SDG grant and take the 30-something billion rand, give it to an institution that is going to empower young people so that they open companies, etc., etc. And it's because anyone who have spoken here have said we need funding. The issue is, where do we get that funding from? The 350 that we're giving young people, who some come from tertiary institutions. I always say, and I've said it repeatedly, no one goes to a tertiary institution, not even to a high school, in order to get a 350 per month. We go to tertiary institutions or to school in order to earn a living and to be actively involved in the growth of our economy. So that's what I will stop immediately and take that 30-something billion rand and said, this one is for youth empowerment. Open your companies, we're going to fund them. If I was the president for a day, that's what I would do. The second thing I would probably consider, it's persons with disabilities. Probably if you can look around here, you might find that if there's one, it will be one too many. They are forgotten, they are somewhere there. I'll bring them on the table and say it is possible that we can also empower you. In South Africa, we don't know as to how many persons with disabilities we have. Not even State South Africa knows. They say we can actually run a survey for you, but at 10 million rand. Because we don't know. So many of them are sitting at home, they are not going to school. Those who go to school, we don't employ them because we think they're a burden. That will be the second thing I will do. Persons with disabilities will be my priority. Then of course, young people, women, etc., etc. But I think there is somewhere where we can start. I'm inviting you. This time around, let me say this. Minister Kotongwane yesterday presented a budget. Many people, many young people think that that is for other people and not for them. So if you ask them as to what is it that you think is there in that budget for you? What is it that you would want to change in that budget so that it benefits you? What is it that when you meet the president, if you will be there on the 13th, you will advise him to do in order for you to get that money that you need for that young girl, company, X, etc.? What is it? Maybe there's nothing because you hardly had time to listen, but you hardly have time to read and to go through it and begin to say, but this money is getting lost, etc., etc. So I'm inviting you. I always say it at home. I always tell a number of my nieces and whatever, I say to them, you know, you're educated because many of them are educated, but you don't learn. You are educated, young people in my family, but you don't learn. And that is why anyone who tells you anything, you believe it, you take it because you have no buffer. You can't say, but you can't say this because it is wrong. Because you don't take time to read. And that is why we therefore take you for granted. Because you'll never question me on the basis of substance and on the basis of information that is readily available. That is in the annual report of the department. You hardly know the budget of this department that has your name, youth. But you don't know as to how much budget do we have in that department. And as such, even when you meet the president, you cannot ask him to say, President, but if this department is responsible for youth with this budget, because you'll not have time to read it. So I'm saying again, I will encourage young people to have a very inquisitive mind. And as I sit down, there is nothing that I've achieved in life without working hard. Nothing. Not even matric, not even my first diploma, nor my degree, nor anything. Leave out this thing of minister, etc., etc. If I were to tell you where I come from, you will understand that having a matric for me was an achievement. Matric alone. So I'm saying there's nothing that you are going to achieve in life. And lastly, somebody asked a question about young people not being taught how to deal with trauma. I'm also saying not being taught how to deal with disappointment. young people are not able to deal with disappointment. You know, if you see me standing here, I've been disappointed many times. I'm Mrs. Chikunga. I've been disappointed by the Mr. Chikunga. Here I stand. Because it's a disappointment. You've been disappointed by what you tried, by the company you wanted to start, and it didn't fly, you got disappointed. There is something in life called disappointment, otherwise would not have that concept. And you must be able to deal with it. And go through its disappointment today, it's happiness tomorrow. I always tell people, young people, when they're disappointed, they kill themselves, they commit suicide, etc., etc. There is no need for that. If you want to know what disappointment is, come to us, we'll tell you. We'll not be telling you in theory, we'll be telling you from experience. We've lived disappointments. But here we are, we stand tall, and we walk out of here. If you think in politics there are no disappointments, believe you me, it's disappointments almost every day. But we're able to go through that. So I just want to say that as I am about to sit down, I am so happy to be here. I've benefited so much from listening to you. I'm not in business, I'm in politics. So I listen as you speak, because you are speaking on the basis of what you're doing, and you speak from experience. And I love that. I invite you again. This time around, we're not taking our June 16 to a stadium and we're going to listen. We want, you said you must bring ministers, so we're going to bring ministers. We're going to go out, somebody has said to me, let's invite other institutions that are important. If you have a problem with SARS, we're going to bring SARS. Yes, we're going to bring them. If you need us to invite banks, we're going to invite them, so that they are part of, so that you are able to interact. As a matter of fact, it goes according to me. If you needed maybe to apply for a license from SARS, would want SARS to bring everything so that you are able to apply. So we want to change the manner in which, say, later, June 16, then President speaking, and sometimes you're listening, but you can't find anything. Thank you very much. Nyantanda.
Thank you so much. A very, very big round of applause, please, for the Minister. And thank you so much to all of our speakers. Thank you for the questions. We apologize that we ran out of time. Sister Sibu, Andrew, and Sister Bertha, thank you very much.
And thank you to our moderators as well. Please give them a round of applause and our list. So let's say, halala, Minister, halala. Halala, Minister, halala. You could feel it going deeper, getting into the spirit, right? So I know we had a lot of hands that were up because you wanted to ask questions. But this is the time that you're going to ask questions. The fireside chat, right? I'm going to call upon our moderators for this fireside chat. I need you to speak with all the fire and vigor that you have and ask questions. So, Zinhle Maleche, please come through. Sipilile Mbamali, please come through. Mr. Zach Biela, please come through. Let's give them a round of applause. And we're going to call our stakeholders from SIDFA, DTI, and Maximum Group. Please give them a round of applause. We can do better, guys. Our stakeholders will sit, you guys will stand or figure it out.
us and tell us which organization they're from. We can start with you, Mr. Slaven.
1, 2, 1, 2. Name is Slaven Gajovic, CEO and Chairman of Maximum Group. We create smart cities and large-scale human settlements mega projects. We do it in conjunction with human settlements. And we are also involved in various businesses that plug into this ecosystem of smart cities and mega projects. So we are involved actively in large-scale renewable energy, water, treatment, fiber and ICT, smart metering, smart grids, and a whole lot of IT, as you saw some of that this morning. Other than the AIs, we also have cybersecurity, our own blockchain, our own meeting platform, our own publishing papers, academic papers platform, and a whole lot of other things. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Donald Mabusela from the Department of Trade, Industry and Competition, the DTIC. Within the department, I'm working in the branch that is responsible for the design and implementation of various incentive programs whose purpose is to support the establishment of new projects and businesses, and also the upgrading of existing businesses. All in all, we have about 20 incentive programs that support businesses in various ways. And among those enterprises that we support, a preference is given to those that are owned by young people, those that are owned by women, those that are outside the cities in the deeper rural areas. So on the basis of that, we allocate points and they score higher, which means now those kind of businesses will receive more support from us compared to any other kind and type of a business. And of course, you'll understand when I talk about incentives, these are grants which are not repayable. Just that we do not fund 100%. It's only a portion that comes as a grant, and the applicant will have to raise the balance of the funding. Thank you.
Good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Pai Malachi from SETFA, Small Enterprise Development Finance Agency. This is the former CEDA and CIFA, and I'm sure most of us are aware a merge has taken place which results in SETFA. So previously it was CEDA, Small Enterprise Development Agency, and CIFA, Small Enterprise Finance Agency. And now we're talking one merged agency, which is Small Enterprise Development Finance Agency. And the responsibility and the function here is to support SMMEs in terms of business support and development, as well as access to funding. The good thing here, ladies and gentlemen, is that the youth and people with disability are a priority area and priority focus of funding. There are various schemes that benefits youth, as well as businesses that are owned by people with disability. We fund and we support businesses that are 100% owned by people with disability, businesses that are owned by people who are youth, as explained, under the age of 35, and the businesses must be owned by people who are South African citizens and people who are majority South African citizen. The exclusions includes businesses that are into arms manufacturing, tobacco, liquor. So we don't do those type of businesses. The rest are businesses that we could look at, whether you're into retail, manufacturing, service provision.
We don't participate in the primary agriculture space. But once you have harvested, what do you do with your harvest? That's agro-processing. And then the triangle up there, think of infrastructure. You need infrastructure to supply certain services. Some people would require to build towers. Others wants to set up any kind and type of infrastructure. For example, those that are building shopping centers, they would require bulk infrastructure. So we partly fund that. And then in the middle, think of innovation. Do you want to come up with new products or new technologies? Or you want to improve the technologies that are there? You want to innovate. So in all these areas, we've got different incentive programs that support you as an entrepreneur. Maybe the question would be, what portion would be the incentive, and how much do I have to raise as an applicant? Our funding in certain instances could be 10%, 30%, 40%, and the highest is 50% of the required investment. And as I did indicate, is that how do we determine that? Once we receive your application form, we are able to see that this is a company that is owned by young people. And on the basis of that, you get a scoring. And now those scores, when we add them together, they'll determine what percentage of funding you will get. And therefore, as I said, those enterprises where the majority of the participants are young people and people with disabilities, including women, would always score higher. And as a result, they'll get much support from us as our effort of encouraging the transformation of this economy through the participation of people who were historically disadvantaged. So as long as your project is within those parameters, manufacturing, agro-processing, or you require certain infrastructure to be able to render your services, then engage with us and we'll support you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Program Director. In answering your question, CITFA has two funding programs, schemes, that directly talk to youth and people living in rural areas and townships. Firstly, the business needs to be funder ready. So this means that all the compliance, the regulatory aspects that affect the business have to be in place. We've got a business development support program. So this is where you are assisted to put together a business plan, get the company registered, make sure that all the compliance applicable to that particular business in its own field are supported. So if you are in security industry, you need to have registered with CIRA. If you are in the food handling space, you need to be compliant and make sure that you've got that food handling certificate. So our business support program will assist in that so that you become funder ready. Once you are funder ready, we've got the Youth Challenge Fund, which is a fund that talks to youth-owned businesses, as I mentioned previously. These are businesses that can be into innovation and technology, IT. There's a grant portion, and this also applies to existing as well as startup businesses. The maximum threshold for funding goes up to 15 million. The other fund is rural and township, which is called TRAP, and this is dedicated to businesses that are in township and also rural areas. The threshold here is 1 million and is repayable over 3 years. And the interest rate, as I said, very, very favorable at 5%. Thank you.
Thank you so much. A round of applause for them, especially our stakeholders. This was a very important discussion. Thank you to our moderators. We appreciate it. Thank you to our moderators again for taking time and being with us. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. You may take your seats. So we have a little surprise for the minister. Not for you. I'm joking. For all of us. And I'm just going to give a signal so we... don't worry, it's not the Oprah. Everyone look under the chair. There's 100,000. It's not that kind of surprise. Sorry to disappoint. So the students from VUT, the Fashion Police, they have something special for the minister and you guys that they're going to show and do. So you can start by giving them a round of applause. They've got a grand entrance, kinda, you know. The VUT Fashion Police. What if I was joking? There we go. Hey, Fashion Police in the building. There she goes. In the building, all the way from VUT. Courtesy of Creamy Clothing, a fashion line by a Clothing from VUT University. Hi. Entrepreneurship by a first year student from VUT. Prima Clothing. A whole range, a whole shop of collection. All black.
Our guest here at beauty with surprise Tabete. Yebo, that's my booty for you.
Please, can you kill the music? We want to give him a proper round of applause and standing ovation. First year student at VUT. Come on. Thank you so much. I would like to give the mic to the designer, Prince Mashaba. We want him to quickly just introduce his fashion line to the minister and tell us about this incredible fashion brand. First year student, I mean. Yes, we can. The swag too. It's giving 2025. Please take us through. We want to hear about this brand.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Zitukutuku Prince Mashamba. Enda! What do you mean? Enda. Zitukutuku Prince Mashamba. as you know, my clothing brand is Prima Clothing, which is a shortcut for Prince Mashamba. It's a name that came in my mind 5 years back when I was 14 years old. So it's a love for fashion since I grew around people who were doing dresses, sewing for people, giving services about sewing. So to my mind, I was like, it was during COVID, so I was like, I cannot stay since they've stopped us going to school and not do anything. So that's when my mom was out and I stole the machine, do what I do, and I saw that I was good without the teaching. She never gave me a teaching. So everything started there in 2020. So going forward, there was teaching myself. I was never rushing for the process of like going big. I just told myself like I had to start small, teach myself, know the game, how it's being running and the business side. So I can see that right now it's paying off since I'm a first year student at VUT and it's all thanks to Mr. Siponkosi and the chairperson of the structure, VUT Fashion Police, Mrs. Surprise Tabete. It's always it's a big dream that I'm gunning for, and I'm wishing like to fulfill it fully. The aim is to have a shop like this. Hall is too small. I want to own a big shop like this. Like the shop can be divided into sections, like the way the Chinese do it. So I want to have that own like that shop so that we can manufacture for the whole South Africa and our neighboring countries. We do everything in Africa for the African content. So thank you so much for everyone who's been supporting me, and it's a pleasure to be here. So I've been attending gigs left and right and center. I'm tired, but I make sure I have to. If I have to go, I have to go. It's work. Work first, then we'll rest later. So thank you so much.
I'll be shining like a diamond, that's forever. Yeah. Now congratulate me. Now congratulate me. Now congratulate me.
Fashion show. This is fashion, and let's support him. We don't have to go elsewhere. He's here. You know, I already can order a lot for my children. Let's support him. This is what South Africa is about. Africa for Africa. You know, some years ago they said in 50 years to come, what do you want to see happening in Africa? They said we want a decolonized Africa, we want a democratic Africa. They achieved that. South Africa was the last to be decolonized. We're saying, what do we want to achieve 2063? And that is what we're talking about Agenda 2063. Young people like this, doing such beautiful things. First year student, tertiary institution. Ours is to support and not go and buy from China. There's Africa. Thank you.
Woo! Round of applause. VUT Fashion Police. Thank you. You can, DJ, do the things. Technical difficulty. 1 minute only, we will solve it. There you go. Yes. Yeah.
Starts out with a pipe dream, white tea and an ice cream. All day on the MySpace, MJ tryna buy face. I had to pay dues, had to make moves on fate. Even got food on stage, tryna put food on plate. Drop a couple jewels on tape, now we got views on fake. So much love, trust fund and Gus Slum. Bad chick in my address, she showing up with that +1. Woo! Peeps, won't stress the sheet. Better protect the key while I pen this acceptance speech. Do you see what it took? Is it clearer? Who you see when you look in the mirror? All the dreams and fantasies that come together. I'll be shining like a diamond, that's forever.
Okay, just a word from the designer.
Sorry, for contact details, you can find me on Instagram. It's Prima Clothing, primaclothing.co, and on Facebook it's primaclothing.co also. And my contact details is 079 722 6280. 079 722 6280. Thank you so much.
Okay. So a little birdie told me that. Let me check if Minister has left first before I say what I want to say. The prize for you now. I got this for you. I'll tell you after the minister has left when our lady is done. Sir? Okay, we just need to check something quickly. Protocol, observing. I'm back. So we are going to get Ambassador and a lady to close and announce the little surprise. It's something that you like and enjoy as young people. We got you. Okay, you can take it away.
Hi everyone. You've been seeing me running around like a headless chicken. I was just trying to make sure that you had a really awesome day, informative day. But I just wanted to really thank you guys for coming. It shows a commitment to something that's larger than us. So today we did more than gather. Today we dared to imagine. Today we dared to question. I think we still should question, to commit, because there's people who said that they are prepared to do the job of leading us, of developing our country. So we dare to question, we dare to ask for answers, because they're leading us. From spirited policy debates to heartfelt performances, the voices of the youth, of youth innovators, of wisdom, of seasoned leaders, one truth echoed through these walls today. Africa is rising, and it is rising with the youth at its helm. We are saying that youth is not about age, youth is about value. We are the largest demographic, not only in the continent, but in the world. And so we deserve to be heard, we deserve to be decision makers, we deserve to sit at these tables and ask questions in seasoned hotels, not through social media only, not through hearing them through the television, but participating in a future that belongs to us. So the Indaba is not just a gathering. It was really tough to put it together, but it's a movement to turn policy into reality, to hold people accountable and have the minister here interacting with us every day and not see her on TV and see like she's something that someone who can't be reached. And as we signed declaration verbally, as she made all those promises on video, it was all videotaped. You know us, we will always have you on VAR. DECRA report is always on hand. So we will always hold them accountable now. We're here, we're saying, we have the videos, we have the evidence, we want to see it come to reality. So as we raise our voices across ministries, across markets, across different backgrounds, I will say this is our anthem. We rise to lead, we rise to innovate, we rise to unite, and we rise for the Africa we want. And we're no longer just going to be participants, we're going to be contributors, we're going to be decision makers. We're no longer asking, now we're doing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. For me also, I just want to say thank you for everyone. I've already made quite enough connections, and this is the basis of it, to equally connect, find inspiration. I know as many were speaking, I was already crafting a new proposal because the information is very vast and we ought to create this platform. Equally also I want to thank Ambassador Fikile for sleepless nights and the entire team from the Africa Rising. You know, we used to have sleepless nights meetings, meeting after meeting, concept after concept. They made this happen, and this is just the beginning of greater, more engagement and investment. I plan that from now on, we continue the conversation, and it already started. So a challenge is here as we depart. Find a new contact, either a WhatsApp contact, a LinkedIn contact, a Twitter contact that is away from your university or from the village that you come from or from the city you come from, and let's explore Africa together. Thank you.
Wow. But the devil is a liar. My voice will come back. It will come back. These two are my co-chairs. Co-chair Sister Naledi Maime. Co-chair Brother Chris. Why are you reminding me? I know you very well. Brother Chris Sikhateng. So, you all are amazing. This was vibe. The minister walked out here. Energized. She's happy. But what I got out of here, there are two things. One thing is that we are going to be establishing Africa Rise Youth Fund. Yes, that is happening. It's not a joke. We are not here just to come and have fun. You are here because we want those opportunities for you. It's your time. The next one, well, I was just told, I'm announcing, yes, even if it's not on dotted line. You've heard the minister spoke about June 16 happening and no stadiums anymore, something like this. I'm going to follow up, and I want to see all of you there, because now you're not talking to the minister, from what I've heard, you're talking to the president. Hello. Now, the formalities are gone, the protocols are gone. I know you're still youth, and me, I'm about youth vibe. So I'm about to tell you before you go home, there's a cocktail party. Africa Rise. So there's hey, but you must limit your drinking, eh? Okay. Thank you so much. Really, I'm grateful, and I appreciate you. And this is the beginning of the youth movement, not just the youth movement, but a powerful one. A powerful one that can bring the minister to stay with you the whole day. She was here from 8 o'clock, 7:45. Guys, that's just so the power of youth. So, cocktail party!
Before you go, We just want to bring in the young team that worked with us for the past 6 months just to appreciate them and give them a beautiful, beautiful gratitude applause. They'll be coming in just now. Next year, we're going to Congo. Please write to us so you work with us, right? You've got the email addresses, you've got everything. Write to us. Let's work together. There's the team. Come through, team. Come through. Our moderators, our team, our organizing team. Come through, come through, come through, come through. We want to appreciate you. Come to the front. It's okay. Those that are here, please come through. The A team. Doc. We want to introduce you to Doc. We're just so happy, guys. They've been sleeping late. So I'm just going to pass around the mic so you get to know the team, and then we give over to co-chair. Okay, you've met co-chair. I'm just going to give you the mic and just introduce yourself and your role that you're doing as we're planning.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Siponkosi from VUT, Student Life and Governance. Yes, you may clap. Thank you. Mavuti. So as Mavuti, we met the ambassador through Uzek Biela, who's one of our student structure at VUT and under Bantu Talent Hub. So ever since we've met, we've been in communication with the ambassador, and then we actually became part of the team. We've been organizing since at VUT, even coming to the Radisson hotel today. So most of the organization has been done online. We appreciate the time and also the effort that was put in for this program. Thank you.
Mavuti, I gave you 5 seconds. Name, surname, your role. Ka.
Hi, I'm Tembi Mayaisi from Met African Events and Fishermen's Project. My role was to do with bureaucracy. Is it bureaucracy? Protocol. Yeah. Logistical admin, guys. My English data bundles go after 4-ish.
Default settings. Protocol observed. Hi, my name is Zek Biela. From. Thank you. I'm from VUT, stakeholder. I was responsible for making sure that VUT is a part of this event alongside with Mr. Siponkosi. Thank you.
Okay, pressure applied. My brother. Thank you so much, guys. My name is Taulo Nkotsi. I am head of media for Africa Rise Youth Indaba. Sorry about that. And yes, we are Africa Rise, and we are rising indeed. The youth, Pambi.
Thank you very much for gracing us with your presence. You are all amazing. My name is Sandra Clark. I'm with Africa Rise Youth Indaba and Art Vision Academy. Me and Zindle and the rest of the team were involved in the administration from February up until now, communication, as well as coordination in logistics and everything else regarding this event. Thank you.
Thank you so much. My name is Mark Kapiadolvinks. I'm a CEO of Art Vision Academy, and I'm also a youth development for Africa Rise Indaba, Youth Indaba. I'm very excited. Yeah, it's too much. It's been very hard, but we make it happen. Thank you so much for all of you coming today. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Woo! Okay, my name is Sipilile Bamali. In the organization, I am Deputy Head of International Relations. I am apparently responsible for strategic partnership with international organizations. Hence, Africa is bigger than South Africa, it's bigger than Africa itself, and we are going forward. Rise and shine, Africa.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you to everyone who came through. We really appreciate you as the youth. We couldn't have done it without you guys. You guys are our soul, you're our drive, and we're so happy to be here. And my name is Zintle, and I'm Deputy Head of Events Management and Head of Youth. And yeah, it's been hectic, but we're here, and I can't wait to take off these heels. I need to dance now.
Hello, everyone. My name is Noluthando Nkosi, and I am the Deputy Head of PR and Communication. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Okay, before I speak, please come through.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are very grateful for what happened today. So, two of the people who are so excited and happy and to be on this journey of Rise Africa are gonna give a vote of thanks and happiness, excitement of what happened today. I'm handing over to our sister. She'll introduce herself and speak on behalf of everyone.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you had as much of an amazing day as I had. My name is Vimbana Shepari. I am the Secretary General and Chief of Staff of the University of Johannesburg Consulting Club. Thank you. We are also at our inception, so this was such an amazing opportunity that you have given us to showcase our club as well, and the opportunities and connections and networking that you have given us is just out of this world, priceless. I just want to thank you from myself and from my executive team. Thank you so much for this opportunity. You did an amazing job. You gave us just, I don't even have the words, just invaluable value. It was amazing. Thank you so much. A job well done, an amazing program, amazing talent, and amazing speakers. It was just outstanding. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Zweli Dube. So I'll tell you something very interesting. We were put on the spot to actually thank this amazing group of people for putting this together. But you know what we haven't done? Is to thank the mighty Lord for putting us here together. Let's give God a round of applause. Let us also take this opportunity to be inspired, to embrace better opportunities to come. I keep hearing Africa rise. Africa has risen. Africa has risen. And Africa time is now. I also want to really thank each and every one of you here. I honestly want to thank my adorable niece as well, Naledi, who kept on telling me that as beautiful as I look, I have not slept. If it wasn't for my makeup, Uncle Zweli, you would have seen the eye bags. But I think you've all done a tremendous job. It goes to show that it's time that this country is led by young people. It's past time. Siyabonga, ralebucha. But I think most importantly, I'd like to say that, dreams without goals are just dreams. And ultimately, they set us for disappointment. Because dreams without consistency and without commitment are not going to let us start or finish the job. So each and every one of you here means something. You showed up, you never gave up, and you never gave in. Some of you, in fact all of you, have played your part by being here. May God bless you. May God keep you. May God have his everlasting shining light upon you. Give you good health, give you peace, make your dreams come true, and most importantly, keep on rising and never stop shining. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Before we go, hold on. Naledi.
We just wanted to also thank Ms. Nicolette. She was such an amazing MC. Wow. She kept the vibe going and she came on such short notice, so we just really want to thank you. Ambassador Figile as well. Thank you so, so much for everything you've done, for allowing us to be a part of this project. Thanks to the team, the sleepless nights. I don't want to hear from you guys in a week. Like, I want to sleep. For once, I'm going to switch off my phone and then I'll hear from you guys June. But thank you so, so much. I can't wait to do more initiatives with you. I think our goal and our visions are so aligned. We're really passionate about the youth. They're here today. We're so excited to interact with them. Our stakeholders are here. We want to thank you guys so much for also having the same vision and the same passion as us. Ambassador Lekota, Mr. Naidu, the ambassadors from Congo, from the DRC. Thank you so much. Thank you all of you from the DTI, from the presidency, everyone. We are forever grateful. We're forever thankful. It's us coming together under one roof, cross-sectorally, and not working in silos to say that we are passionate about young people, that we want this drive to not just be a movement, but to be something that's Pan-African. We don't want Pan-African to be something that's rushed because it's going to be chaos. We want it to be organized so that we could prove to the rest of the world that Africa is the greatest continent because it has the greatest people. So thank you so, so, so much for everything. And I'm just going to give it to Dr. Zoe, our awesome and beautiful doctor.
Please may you give a bow for yourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, we have made it. I don't think any of you would understand when I say we have made it. Would not understand the dynamics when I say we have made it. But we thank each and every one of you that came here. I'm not going to repeat. Naledi has said it all. Please may we clap for Naledi. I will explain later. No, you don't understand. Clap for Naledi. I am particularly talking to you because you have really, we thank God for your life. Thank God for your family. For each and every one of you that was involved, we thank you. We thank you for lifting up and deciding you will make sure this is a success. Not excluding each and every one of you, but we all know what Naledi has done. We thank you. May God continue to increase you. Everything that you require in this love, you will not lack. May you have it. We thank you for everything. Most of all, please may we clap our hands for our visionary Ambassador Fikile Hlajwayo. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wow. We have made it. Thank you so much, Ambassador. I know a lot of people wonder why are we saying ambassador, but we will explain that some other time. Thank you so much, Ambassador Fikile, for everything that you have done, for giving us this vision, and each and every one of us had bought into this vision. It looked very blink, but yeah, we've made it. God is God. You know, we really just want to say thank God. Please may I ask each and every one of us to stand as we pray. I'm hoping that before we started this, we prayed. We do nothing in this department or in this company without prayer. We put God first because he is who has made us to be who we are today. Could only be God. I am not going to repeat what was said. I'm only going to just say, Father, we thank you. Lord, we thank you. This day became a success because of you. Your grace is sufficient, oh God. Father, we have seen your works in each and every department. Everybody that has put their work together, because they have served us, oh God, they will be served in their lives. They lack nothing good in their lives, oh God. Lord, I thank you for each and every home that is represented here today. Lord Jesus, because they've decided to spend their time here, oh God, you will surely make sure that everything that they require in this earth shall be given unto them. Holy Ghost, we thank you. Sweet Spirit of the living God, we thank you. Father, we honor you. We praise you. We magnify your name, oh God. Oh, for there's none like you, sweet Jesus. Oh, sweet Spirit of the living God, we thank you. We thank you, oh God. We thank you. In Jesus' name, amen. Quite honestly, I have no words to express but to say thank you. This is the end. We will be enjoying the cocktails outside. Thank you. Please drink responsibly.
Thank you so much. We have officially closed the program. Let's network and exchange numbers, and we'll see you again next year.
Please make sure you watch our social media pages for the latest update of what are we going to be doing next, because we are looking forward to the 24th of September 2024. Please make sure you follow us in all our social media pages. Oh, a very, very important announcement to the UJ and the VET students. Please, can you lower the volume? This is extremely important. Pay attention. UJ, VET students, you are to be in your buses. UJ students, VET students that are departing in the next 10 minutes, we would want to confirm with the bus driver before you can stay in for cocktail. But do not be left behind and miss the bus. Make sure you listen to the information of what time the bus is leaving. UJ students and VET students.
Hello. VUT Mavuti. Also, please be mindful of the fact that we're going to be leaving also anytime soon. So make sure that you are quick. You get whatever you have to get. I know Mr. Price Tabete wouldn't want us to